Hi, I'm Pete Border, and I'm the instructor for Physics 1108. I've been teaching physics at this level for about 20 years or more. I've taught it many times, and personally, I have a PhD in particle physics and worked at Fermilab outside Chicago. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the course and just walk through all the different pieces of it. This is a fairly complicated course. There are a lot of pieces and things are due at different times, and sometimes even I get it confused. So we're going to put everything in one place where you can look at it and check. You will be shown calendars as you take the course with what's due when, and that helps a lot of people stay on track. I'd like to emphasize right now that the worst thing you can do in a class like this is fall behind, especially with the homework. If you find yourself slipping on the homework, get in touch with me immediately and tell me about it, and we'll try to work something out. But falling behind is really bad, and you just don't want to be in that situation. Okay, now first off, how do you get in touch with me? The best way is via email. I check my email every night or more, and I do answer everything as soon as I get it. So where can you find my email? If you look under the Meet Your Instructor tag on the website, you can find my email just ways down in here under how to contact Pete. That's right on top. Please use my UMN EDU email account and I will get back to you. Okay, now let's go through and just look over a typical week as a way to talk about what needs to be done where. We're going to look at week 2 because that's the first one where there's a lab. In every week, what I want you to do is read the assigned textbook reading. That's right here, Module 2, Textbook 2. There is a link to the online textbook. The textbook we're using is free and online, and there's a link directly into the chapter you should be reading every week. I want you to read the entire chapter or whatever is assigned. Usually every week is a new chapter, though not quite always. So do that first. Once you've got that done, the next thing to do is the concept quiz, which is also on the website. There's a link to this. The concept quiz is an online quiz on the reading. It is just meant to test that you actually did the reading and got something from it. And you just click on it, a quiz appears, and you take it online. It's totally online. You should be getting your results back pretty much immediately. Okay, so you do that. Concept quizzes, do them immediately after you do the reading. After that, you start working on the homework. The homework is different from the concept quiz. The homework is done in groups. It is meant to take much more time than the concept quiz. And the way I want you to do the homework is you read the questions, you try to solve them on paper, and then you scan in your paper, complete with diagrams and equations and what else. You send that around to other people in your homework group. Eventually, you reach a consensus, and all of you submit one copy of your homework. So the homework should be scanned in images of a piece of paper. That's what I'm looking for. I do not want Microsoft Word documents. I do not want just typing. I want to see actual paper. And the reason for that is because you can put in equations, you can put in diagrams, you can draw pictures. All stuff works on paper. It doesn't work very well in anything else. This is why we use it. So get your homework done with your group. Homework is due Sunday night. You have several days to work on it and to consult and talk to each other. This is all fine. This is the way it's supposed to be done. You will not be prosecuted for plagiarism for talking to the other people in your group. You will have a forum in which you can communicate with other people in your group, and that will be restricted to the people in your group. Everybody in the group gets the same grade for your homework. So you have homework every week. The homework is here on the website under Homework Forum is the place where you go to talk to other people in your group, and the homework button is where you go to finally submit the final copy. You only need one copy per group, and you should decide within yourselves who's actually going to submit for each week. So that's the homework. If you, by the way, can't get a scanner or a photo or anything like that, you can put it in an envelope and just mail it to me, and that will work. The other thing you have to do most weeks is a lab. And the lab is described under the Resources tab every week. If you click on that, you go to a document that tells you how to do the lab experiment. The lab will usually involve things in the lab kit, which you buy from the bookstore. There are things it's hard to find. You will also need things from your home, things like ice or boiling water or something like that. You need to assemble all that as described in the lab write-up. There are videos of me doing all the labs on the website. So if you get confused, you can just look at the video and see how it's supposed to work. There should also be some supplied numbers for each lab in which the results I got when I did it are made available to you. And if you, for some reason, just cannot get a lab to work or for something, you can use those numbers and still do the analysis of the lab, which is fine. There's no penalty for that. Once you do the lab, I want you to scan in your lab notes or spreadsheets or however you took the numbers you got and post those under the lab heading on the week. So the first lab tab is to the write-up. The second one under activities is where you post your lab notes. And put those in, I think those are due Sunday night. There are 4 major sections in this course on heat, waves, electricity, magnetism, and optics. And for each one of those sections, you will be asked to write a lab report. The lab report is a formal document. There will be a sample lab report to show you how to do a good one. We expect you to write one of these up for each section and post it. That will be added to the website and hopefully will be fairly straightforward. Okay, so that's the homework, the concept quizzes, the labs. One more thing about the labs are the prediction and method quiz. To do the lab, the first thing you do is read through the lab write-up. Then you go down to the prediction and method quizzes. The P&M quiz is just some questions about the lab. The idea is to make you think about it before you start doing it. The P&M quizzes are due Wednesday night, and you do them individually and online. You do not do those with other people in your group. Okay, here's a calendar to show you what's due when. This particular calendar is actually for Physics 1107, which is why it says December on top of it, but we will be using the same due dates for 1108 and the same general structure. So what we have here is each week you should start reading the chapter on Monday. On Tuesday, you're still reading the chapter. By Wednesday, you should start working on the homework. By Wednesday night, the concept quiz is due at late Wednesday night. You should also, at that point, post your first stab at the homework on the homework forum so your other group members can see it. And the week continues. The prediction and method questions for the lab are due on Friday, so you should start reading about the lab on Thursday and then get the P&M done on Friday night. Saturday, you can do homework, do the lab, get all that stuff done. Sunday night, the homework is supposed to be finished and posted, one copy for each group. Your lab notes should be posted, and if there's a lab report, that gets posted Sunday night too. So Sunday night is the big night when a lot of things are due. That gets you done with this week, ready to start the next week, the day after on Monday. This is a fairly complicated schedule. Once you get used to it, it kind of just flows along. But that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, the last part of this course are the exams. There are only 2 exams. There's a midterm and a final. Exams are taken on paper. You write down what you're doing. Again, this lets you have equations and diagrams. To take the exams, we require you to have a proctor. You can either make arrangements with the St. Paul U testing facility. The ODL people will send you some paper telling you how to do that. Or if you can't get here, you can get your own proctor. All it is someone to watch you and sign a paper saying you didn't look at the book. The exams consist of 3 to 5 questions that are taken out of homework problems from a different textbook at the same level. So if you want to practice for the exams, do lots of homework problems and be sure you understand the big topics in each section. Once we have that, that's about it for this course. Most people find that once you get into the swing of things, it goes fairly smoothly. I will keep up with the grading as well as I can. Last quarter, I think I had like 3-day turnaround most of the time. If you have any questions or anything about the course, feel free to email me, borde001@umn.edu. And I will answer any questions or whatever else you want to talk about. Okay, that's it. Welcome to the course. It's usually pretty fun. The labs can be really interesting and entertaining to do at home. And I'm looking forward to it. See you in class.